So hey world, welcome to my channel and welcome to Agatha All Along, episode 7 review. I don't think this review is gonna be super long. I really just am excited to see what's gonna come next. Although I think I did say the same thing with episode 6 and then it was still like a long video. But no, I actually feel like this one is gonna be smaller because this episode was more like putting the pieces together. It was the Lilia episode, Lilia trial. And so, it was more of her like putting the pieces together, putting everything together, everything that happened throughout the show. All of her, I don't want to say premonitions, but it kind of is. Like, all of the things. Oh, the volume is at 100. Oops. My bad, y'all. My bad. Go lower, motherfucker. Come on. Okay, that's better. Yeah, because I was seeing the audio, like, super high. And I'm like, oh, the volume's got to be high. Whoopsies. I feel like this happened last week with the other review, too. Girl, I'm already, like, tired of speaking, and I just started. I should have done some exercises. Sing. Okay, so we'll start with the episode with Lilia falling. And I did notice something weird, and I should have, well, not should have, because it doesn't matter, but I wish I kind of had paid more attention. Because when the episode starts and she's falling with the clothes of Glinda, right? Which is the clothes of the trial. Because they were all dressed as like a version of a witch from like pop culture. And so it starts with her falling with that outfit. And I'm like, wait, okay, so maybe the trial is going to start. But then it didn't. We cut to Billy and Agatha with their interesting conversation. That was, you know what? That was something. That the dialogue on this show is crazy good. That was so funny. The way they were just playing with each other and Billy trying so hard to be mean. Oh my God. And then he's like, oh, I already have a mother. I don't need a mother. I already have a mother. And I'm like, okay, sure, I guess because he doesn't have memories from Westview and whatever, and he's been living with the other girl, the other woman for 3 years, I guess he has a mother. But if he wants to find his brother, wouldn't it make sense that he wanted to find his mother too? That makes zero sense. Like, your brother is missing, your mother is missing, and your father is missing. And Agatha did say, oh, is Wanda dead? And she was like, yes. And I'm like, she's not. And then she was like, no. Maybe. Because they know Wanda's dead. Everyone knows Wanda's not dead. It's just a matter of when she's going to show up. It's like Reputation. Everyone knows that it's coming. It's just a matter of seeing when Taylor's going to release it. Taylor, release it. You're taking too long. But yeah, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, hello, the fuck? Wait, what was I saying? I kind of forgot. I just forgot what I was saying. Wait, the Reputation, I was comparing it to what situation? How did I forget in the middle? What the fuck? Oh, Wanda. I was saying that Wanda is gonna come. It's just a matter of time. And so is Reputation. How did I forget? What the fuck? Anyway, and then he was like, oh, she was like, oh, if you want straight answers, ask a straight lady. Girl, gay. She's so gay and I love it. Oh my God. I mean, of course I do. I'm gay too. The fuck? Hello? Are you new here? Hello? Of course. Who doesn't? This show is so gay. I love it. Oh my God. In a way, I kind of wish they like remade WandaVision with more of this. You know what I mean? Like more. We did get Agatha, but we didn't get Agatha. We got Agatha from the Darkhold, which is kind of like a vampire without humanity. like in the Vampire Diaries, when they had their humanity switched off. That's kind of like that. So even though she had like some little jokes and slick comments, she has a lot more now because it's the real Agatha, not the Dark Cold Agatha. So technically, Wanda and Agatha never really met. Like the real Agatha. They never like really met each other. Because, I mean, Agatha knows Wanda's whole story because we had the flashback episode, but Wanda doesn't know anything about Agatha, so in a way, they kind of never met, you know what I mean? But anyway, and then she said, oh, because I was your best friend's mama. I'm like, girl, best friend? Girl. A girl, best friend? But sure, whatever. That was so funny. Okay, what did I say? Oh, and then, I mean, during the episode, I didn't point every single one out, but we got like the pieces of what she was saying. And a lot of people on Twitter had like theories of premonitions of Lilia's. And so I feel like the first one that they showed, because I did point that one out, was like the don't try to save Agatha, which they were like separate. And I like the way they showed the scenes, like they showed them together, obviously. So Alice, don't try to save Agatha. Alice, don't try to save Agatha. But the thing is, sure, we have the clues, and she has been going like through time or whatever and kind of leaving those clues. But like it didn't help necessarily, you know what I mean? Because Alice still helped Agatha. It wasn't like, I don't think Lilia can change. I don't know. Because her putting the sigil on Billy, sure, it had some effects. Sure, Wanda killed a lot of people to find her children. But she couldn't find Billy because he was hidden. And it was cute of her, the way she said it was like, oh, I knew what was going to happen. I knew you needed time. So he put the sigil. But that still doesn't make any sense because she said you needed time. You needed time. Sure, he needed time to figure himself out. Sure. But it's not like he was going to meet another witch. You know what I mean? Because the sigil is more of like, don't tell your identity to other witches. Because obviously Billy had his boyfriend and he told him the truth and he knew. So, okay, he needed time. But it's not like he was going to meet any witch. You know what I mean? Like she was supposed to put the sigil. Because she didn't need to. Because, okay, he's going to the suburbs, live with his parents, which are not his parents, right? But he's not gonna meet any witch, and if he did meet another witch in those 3 years, that witch is gonna see the sigil, so she's gonna be interested. So wouldn't it make more sense to not have the sigil? Because if he does find a witch and he says his name, the sigil is gonna appear like it did with Agatha, and then that witch is gonna know that he has a sigil, so he must be important. But if he doesn't have the sigil, a witch wouldn't bat an eye. A witch wouldn't care because, okay, he said his name, great. But if he has a sigil, he draws more attention to him with the sigil than without. So sure, she said he needed time, but he would have time anyway because it's not like he was going to find Wanda like right away. He doesn't even want Wanda. So, you know what I mean? And now he wants Tommy, and it's like, okay, then ask your parents for a brother. If Wanda is not your mother and you already have a mother, then why do you want Tommy, Billy? Stupid. If Wanda's not your mother, then why do you want Tommy? Just go find another brother. If Wanda's not your mother, then Tommy's not your brother because she's the mother of you too. She's not your mother, then he's not your brother. Hello, stupid. I kind of get it, but at the same time, it pisses me off. Like, I want Wanda. Sure, the show is about Agatha, but WandaVision was about Wanda too. And we got Vision and Agatha in every single... We got Monica, we got Darcy, and we got Vision and Agatha and whatever. Like, the show about Wanda, everyone gets attention. The show about Agatha, oh my God, it gotta be only about Agatha. You know what I mean? Like, come on, she gotta be at the end. Like, please. But anyway... and this already, see, I told you it was going to be short, but then I just ramble about stuff that has nothing to do with the episode, and then It's long anyway. So I told you. I warned you in the beginning. So it's gonna be long anyway. But yeah, and then what else we got? Oh, then she said that the flow of time is an illusion. It is weird the way she was kind of popping in and out of the time. So in a way that I did get it, I didn't get it. Because she was like going back to her mother when she was a child. So she was like as a kid, but with everything that she lived, but as a kid. So she went back. But then what happens to her body when she's in the present? So her mind went back, sure. But what happens to her body? Because she was with Jen. Yeah, she was with Jen. That's why I'm so confused. Because first, when they woke up, she told them, the son of the Scarlet Witch. I love how many times I said Scarlet Witch, period, though. But she said, oh, the son of the Scarlet Witch knocked us off the road. You got to do this and do that because I'm not going to remember in a few minutes. But why doesn't she remember? Hello? Wouldn't she remember anyway? Like, she said that. She remembers that she said that. And then she goes back in time. She lives that, but then she comes back with both memories. Why does she lose her memory of the most recent thing? Like, I'm confused. Why, how did she lose the memory? Like, I don't get it. Because even the thing about being upset with Billy, when they first walked through the door, she said, oh, we're cool. But then when she's like in the middle, she's back again. I mean, I guess she pops out in different times. Oh, because it's out of order. So technically what everyone else sees is the right order, right? They find the shelves, they get into the trial, they do the trial. But the way she saw it was like she was underneath the road and then Agatha was on top of her and she was mad at Billy. But then she goes back and they found the door and they go into the trial. But technically she was already there. But then that's the thing. What does she remember and what does she doesn't? Because if she was in the trial before she found the door, right? And she was mad at Billy. But then when she walks through the door, she's not upset at him. So she's not upset at him because she already was? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, which is the first one? Does she say, like, we were cool because she already lived through that? But if she doesn't have any memory, how would she evolve? You know what I mean? How does she have character development jumping in and out of places if she doesn't remember what happened before? But yeah, and that's the thing. What happens when she's popping out? Because if she popped into the trial when Agatha was on top of her, but technically she's still with Jen in the tunnels. Who's in her body? If she jumped forward in time, then who jumps back to her body? Nobody? Was nobody there? She just passes out, or is still her? So, you know what I mean? It gotta be two of her so she can be in two places at once. Because if she goes into the future, she's not in the past. Or is she in both at the same time? But then if she's in both at the same time, then why does she lose the memory of the past? I was so confused. It's so weird. But anyway, moving on. And then, yeah, she said that I hated this the first time. And so it was a noise. People also said on Twitter that, yeah, it was kind of the same noise. I was thinking that we're going to see something in a future episode. And then that's going to be the callback. But no, her saying that I hated this the first time was a callback to the second episode with the loud noise. Right. So it was episode 2 and episode 5. And then, yeah, we're just popping back in place. And then he said when he thought it was the subject for the trial, Billy said, oh, am I Billy Maxim? Am I Billy or William? And I'm like, you're Billy. That's what I found so stupid, because William died. Hello. He died. You're possessing his dead body. How would you be William? Sure, there's like a residual trace, but you're Billy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to go to the body. Or maybe he could have. I don't know. But he's possessing a dead body, technically. So it is forbidden. And someone in the reaction did say, in Multiverse of Madness. But then Multiverse of Madness was also so weird because when Strange possessed the dead body, there were like those phantoms or that like those wraths or whatever. So why didn't that happen with Billy? Those wraths appear. But maybe it could be Rio because she is death. And he's possessing a dead body. And she takes the bodies. I don't know if it will make a difference necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, okay, she takes the bodies, but that's maybe like a metaphor to taking the soul. She doesn't actually need the body. But maybe she does. Because if she actually needs the body, then he escaped with someone else's body, right? Billy is in a dead body, basically. So if she needs the body to, I don't know, to take with the soul or whatever she does with the body, like they said in the other episode, like, you kill the witches, I take the bodies. So does she actually need the body? Because if she does, and then Lilia put the sigil on Billy, then all this time he kind of escaped death. He kind of escaped Rio because she didn't know. But at the same time, if William did die, his soul were to travel to the other side, and she sees his soul but doesn't see his body. That could be, I know, it could be a lot of things, but yeah, but because the sigil is not broken and Rio still hasn't showed up, only a little bit to reveal that she is death. Okay, but she hasn't showed up or interacted with Billy yet. So maybe not that the sigil is broken. She knows that he's possessing. Oops. She knows that he's possessing a dead body. So maybe now she's gonna try and come after him to get the body that she needs, because possessing a dead body is forbidden. So I guess we'll see. I don't know then, because I don't know if there's also a difference, because he was using the Darkhold. So them saying possessing a dead body is forbidden, but it was the Darkhold, so it is dark magic, so it makes sense that it would have a spell like that. But then when Wanda did it, obviously 838 Wanda was still alive, so she was possessing a living body. So you cannot possess a dead body, because also that dead body was from another universe and it was deader, right? Because they buried that body. It looked kind of like a zombie because it was already deteriorating. William's body, when Billy came in, he literally had just died. So it was like a matter of seconds. He died and Billy comes in. So technically he kind of was never dead, or that body was never dead, but also it kind of was for like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It could be like a technicality. Like, because it was so fast, he jumped so fast, the hex was closing, he dies, boom. And so it technically doesn't count as a dead body. So I don't know. Because they never explained what those monsters were that said possessing a dead body is forbidden. Like, who are they? Do they work for death? Where did they came from? Did they came from the Darkhold? And then because Billy didn't use the Darkhold, it didn't came, but Rio did. It's a lot of things, so maybe that could be something important. I don't know. I really don't. But then we got that beautiful scene with Lilia, and she was like pulling all of the moments together with the cards and putting them in the right place. And then, yeah, we finished the trial and yay, great. But then not great. And then I have another question, but I'll get there. But yeah, so they finish the trial. The door opens. They go, sure. And then Jen says, I'm not going before you. But then she said, Jen, you're like the future, so you need to go. And so she went, and then Lilia stayed behind. But before that, she did say to Agatha, when she calls you a coward, hit the deck. So I don't know what that means. Because the deck, like the tarot cards, the deck. So when she calls you a coward, hit the deck. So maybe in another trial, they're going to do something with the cards again. I don't know. She said deck, right? So it got to be the cards, the deck of cards. So I don't know, maybe something like that. But let's see if Agatha remembers, because like I said, Lilia hasn't done anything to actually change what's gonna happen. Like with Alice, she kind of didn't have control, and the way she said the things, it was like separate, so you couldn't even connect them together, at least not until now. But now she actually said to Agatha a clue that could help her. So now she's actually gonna change the future, or was she supposed to say that to Agatha all along to help Agatha? It's one of those things. Is she doing something for the first time that's going to change what's going to happen, that's going to change the outcome? Or is she doing what it was always meant to happen? Was she always meant to give the clue to Agatha? Or is it a new thing that she's doing? You know what I mean? Is she going to create a new timeline by doing this? Or was this all meant to happen? But I'm guessing it is all meant to happen. And then, yeah, she just, that animation was so cool. But in the trailer, it looked cooler in the sense that you don't know what's happening. I kind of felt like it was going to be like a fight scene with the Salem 7 or something, something like crazy when they were like turning around. But no, it was just, she just changed the card around. It was reversed. She put it right, but then everything went reverse and then they fall. And so like, you just killed all of the Salem 7 and that feels like a waste. You know what I mean? Because we didn't even get a fight scene with the Salem 7. They just turned into animals, show up, looked into the camera, and now they're dead. So at the same time, it feels like a waste. And then second, if they have been alive for so long, how are they going to die by just being stabbed? They don't have a protection spell that prevents them from dying? Hello? Like Lilia, I get it. Like she's already old. She sure is weaker, so she dies, sure. But the Salem 7, they turned into animals, and the way they're looking, like kind of like corpses or whatever. They are. Is it certain that they're dead, or it was just like a setback? Like, oh, they're gonna stay behind. Because what do you mean immortal witches that have been living for that long die because they got stabbed? It kind of feels anticlimactic, and also again a waste because we didn't even see a fight scene. They're after Agatha and they die before they even get to Agatha. It wasn't even Agatha that killed them, so I don't know. Because also they wanted revenge for Agatha killing their whole families, their mothers. So also was like, you're killing them. It's like, okay, it's fine. Then Agatha wins. Agatha was right for killing their mothers. You know what I mean? Like, they wanted revenge. In a way, they were kind of doing what they thought was right. They wanted to hold Agatha accountable. So now they didn't even get to do that. And so what are we doing? I don't know. It's weird. But then, yeah, Lilia dies and then she's falling. And then again, like I said in the beginning, I should have noticed because she's falling with the Glinda clothes like she was in the beginning of the episode. But because they fell into the witch, like the beneath the witch's road, and then the episode just went on, I'm like, I didn't even notice, honestly, that she was with the Glinda clothes in the beginning because she was falling. But that was not the same fall. That was the fall of her dying. But then the episode ends with her like falling, and then her as a child appears, and it's like everything is starting over again. It's kind of like a loop. She dies and now she's going back as a kid to get to this point again, to die again and going back as a kid. And so it kind of goes back with the loop, and it was always meant to happen. And that's what I was talking about. Her giving the clue to Agatha, it was something that was supposed to happen already. She's not actually changing anything. She's not actually creating a new future or a new outcome to whatever is going to happen. She's just doing what it was supposed to happen. Her giving the clue. She finally saw. Because then she dies and goes back to as a kid, and then everything goes back around. So it was always meant to be. This was always meant to happen. I did have another theory that it's like, they all completed their trials and then they die. Except Jen. You know what I mean? Like Alice. She completes the trial. She's released from the curse. She can use her magic again, and then she dies. And so I kind of have the theory that the road kind of kills everybody, but then they're not actually dead. They're just expelled from the road. You know what I mean? Like, she finished the trial, her trial. She can use her magic again. And then she dies, but the death may not be real. She's just out of the road because she completed her trial. She did what she had to do. She got her prize. She gets kicked off the road. But for everyone that's on the road, she dies, but like a fake death, so that they continue on. And then maybe at the end of the show, like, you know, everyone comes back, and they get off of the road, and everyone's outside like, oh my God, we're here. We finished the trial and we're here. And then they're like, oh my God, but we saw you die. So how are you here? And then it's like, oh, the road made an illusion that they died, but they didn't actually die. Because, and I was going to say Jen is still there, but her trial already passed. She's already passed her trial, but she's still on the road. You know what I mean? But she still can't use her magic. So, for one thing, why isn't Jen dead if her trial already passed? Everyone else is dead. Why isn't Jen? Second, she still doesn't have her magic. So, are we going to know who took her magic away? And is she going to get her magic back? Is Jen going to be like a villain-esque? Like a villain? Or something? Maybe she was a villain all along, and whoever took her power did it to protect everyone, and now she's going to get her power, and she's going to be evil. It could be that. Or maybe it's just because she hasn't gotten her magic back, because Alice got her magic back, or kind of used. I think she always had her magic. It was just more the curse. She didn't want to use it. Yeah. But Jen passed her trial, but her thing with magic is still not resolved. So even though she passed that trial, not everything is resolved within her. You know what I mean? Because Lilia passed the trial, dead. Alice passed the trial, she released from the curse, dead. But Jen passed the trial, but it's still not resolved because she still doesn't have her magic. So that could be why she's still on the road. Maybe she has another trial. Maybe she has something she still has to do. Because Lilia did say she's the path forward, or whatever Lilia said. So she has something she has to do. Maybe she dies in the next episode, but I think she has a purpose there. That's why she's still there. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense why she's still there. So yeah, maybe she's gonna do something. Lilia did say in one of the cards to Billy that a reunion was coming, or like a reunion-esque, whatever. Like she said. So, but it didn't say what. So maybe it could still be Wanda. That would be so much cooler. Like Wanda and Billy, like they try to fix their relationship and then they go after Tommy. That would be so much cooler. But yeah. And then that's it for the episode. I mean, I am excited. I mean, I'm excited every week for the new episode. It's going to be a shame when it ends, honestly. But, oh, and I just remembered. Next week is going to be 2, right? Because it's 8 and 9. The last 2 episodes are together. Oh my God, I just remember. But then it ends. But then it's going to end. We got 2 episodes next week. Yay. But those are the last 2. Nay. Aw, shit. What are we going to do after? It's just so good. I've been hoping and praying for a Scarlet Witch movie. Goddamn. Like, motherfucking goddamn. It's about time. I want merch. I want a lot of merch. I want every store, like Primark and, you know, Pull and Beer, to have literally merch of Wanda. Like they have a Doctor Strange and all of these men. Like, I want Wanda to have her full moment as the Scarlet Witch. Period. And as Wanda, whatever. I want everything Wanda related. Come on. Y'all taking too long, and then y'all lose the mark. So Marvel, get to it. Like, you're taking too long. Who the fuck? Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck cares about what anything's coming? Oh, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch. Appeal to the gays and the girls. Look at how it's turning out for Agatha. So successful. Forget the trades. Goddamn. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts down below. This video will still have an hour. I said it was going to be smaller, but then I also said it might not be. So, I warned you. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on everything. We can talk more there. And I guess I'll see y'all on the review next week for the last 2 episodes. I don't want it to end, but I want more. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, guess I'll see y'all on the next one.